What you are witnessing is real. These tarot cards represent the current energies of specific people with a case pending in the Universal Court. Both parties have agreed to dismiss their spiritual beef and have their disputes settled here in our forum, the People's Court Tarot. Thank you for joining me, Pisces. I have read your complaint here. So, Pisces, the first thing that's going on with you is that I think you feel very successful. You feel like you've done certain actions that have made you feel successful, that have expanded your ego. Like, I think you feel really good about yourself. And you're moving forward with that new confidence into a whole new world. Because I think you just feel more stable emotionally. And your actions reflect that. And so you're ending a cycle of feeling emotionally unstable, maybe. And I think that there's a counterpart that you have, or just some person who's close to you. But either way, I think this person, whereas you feel like you're moving forward, I think you feel like this person has just given up. And I think you have to sense that because maybe they're not being honest about that. And so I think you're a little irritated because you've done some mental gymnastics to really understand how this person feels, because I think this person is not being forthcoming. Furthermore, I think this person feels a little held down by your success specifically. Or I shouldn't say that this person feels this way, but I think that you feel this person feels this way. They feel held down or suppressed in some way by your new, or maybe overshadowed is a better word, by your new feeling of self-confidence and the way that you're, but specifically your movement, the way you're moving forward with this new feeling of confidence. And I think that the fact that this person has not just come out and told you this makes you feel like the two of you are not as close as you thought that you were, because you're having to figure out what's going on with them. Because maybe you don't feel like they're being outright deceptive, but you don't feel like they're being forthcoming with their emotions. And like I said, you're having to sense it. So, let me see if there's anything else. I think your complaint may also be that in having to figure out, so if you feel like your actions have been very successful and you've had a lot of forward movement, I think having to take the time, because this person is or was very close to you, having to take the time to figure out how they're feeling has stagnated your own movement in some ways, which I think is also frustrating for you, because you're having to look at things differently because things aren't clear. So, you know, for everything this person does or doesn't do, you're having to look for another reason or another motive, because maybe their actions or behaviors or conversation lately just doesn't make sense. It's almost like you're having to figure out what's going on with them by deduction instead of them just being upfront. And number one, I think you feel like that may be wasting your time a little bit, or just it's kind of hanging you up in a way. It's stagnating your movement, your progress in some sort of a way. So I think that's your complaint in a nutshell, Pisces. I'm going to go over here to the other person's complaint. Not complaint, but just to their response to see what they have to say about this. So number one, I think this person is saying that if you feel like you're not more mature, but if you feel like your actions are very mature, I think this person is trying to say that your actions have not been as mature as you think, and that you haven't done as much as you think you've done, and that for some of the actions that you're taking credit for, maybe you really owe that thanks to the universe or to people who just have had your back. I think they're saying that the stability that you think that you have by yourself, you actually have in relationship with another person. And when you neglect that relationship, what am I trying to say? The equal exchange of it, then things start to become unstable, and then that's when you want to blame someone else, but really it's the fact that it was always supposed to be, about reciprocity. I think this person is also saying that if you feel like you are, trying to successfully move forward into a new beginning, but first there's an ending that you have to go through, right? It's like you have to go through a portal. So there's definitely things that you have to do that you're like moving full steam ahead towards doing. But I think this person is saying that maybe you're moving a little bit too fast. Maybe you're talking about what you want to do, because you're so in love with the idea of whatever it is that you want to do, but that your energy is not as stable as maybe you think, and that this person has spent, whereas you think that they are being stagnant, this person is really trying to be stable. Maybe if this is in practical terms, this person is trying to save money. This person is slow to move because they want to make sure that they're stable, and that whatever they do in their next action, that it benefits everyone and not just them. So if it seems like this person is being really selfish right now, they feel like it's to balance the entire action, to balance what you're doing with what they're doing, because they feel like whatever you're doing is a little bit unstable, and that maybe you're moving a little too quickly. And in fact, they are wary of what is your next move. So I think this person has also maybe had to take care of you before in some way, or nurture you in some way in the past. And see, I think they feel like they want to tell you actually that they're reiterating that you're moving a little bit too fast, and there's something that you want and you feel like is very near to you, so you're moving very quickly towards it. But this person wants you to remember that urgency doesn't mean speed all the time. Because when something is urgent, that's actually when you have to take your time, because it's very important and you don't get a lot of chances to get it right. So sometimes it's counterintuitive. Like if we really want something really bad, we'll rush towards it. But this person is saying if you really want it that bad, then shouldn't you be careful? Shouldn't you approach it carefully with lots of thought? And it's like, don't be tempted by something that is so close to you, but just make sure that you are taking your time to be stable. And this person, I think, doesn't really know how to be honest with you about that. There's no swords out here. So maybe they haven't said that. Maybe they are saying that with their actions and not with their words, because the only swords we have out here are the Seven of Swords. So if this person, you feel like there's some deception or something this person is not saying, but that is what they're not saying. They're saying it here, I'm channeling it, but what they have not actually said to you is that they do feel like you're moving too fast. They feel like you're unstable, and they feel like that you work very well together, that like maybe one of you is the person who does the dreaming and the planning, and then another person does the executing. Or maybe one person does the dreaming and then the one person does the planning, and then you both execute. But I think this person is saying there's been lots of dreaming, but maybe not enough planning. And maybe they've told you that before about another situation or even about this situation, and maybe you didn't want to hear that, so maybe they don't know how to say it at this time because they don't really know how you would respond. But outside of that, this person is just with their energy trying to make sure that everything is stable as possible on their end, because I think there's something that happened in the past, maybe with some sort of quick movement in this situation, because we have the Five of Cups at the bottom of both decks here. And what that says to me is that you and this other person have equal amounts of disappointment about a prior situation, and you're trying to make the best moving forward, but maybe you both do it in different ways. Maybe one person's really trying to dream a better dream, and another person is trying to make sure that they're super stable moving forward. But I think you need to come together and now I feel like I'm getting into the verdict. because I feel like I'm seeing both sides of the case. But I feel like if you've both experienced extreme disappointment, you're both trying to move on, and you're both trying to make sure that you don't make certain mistakes that maybe you've made before. So maybe one person feels like they didn't dream big enough and the other person feels like they didn't plan well enough. Then you have to bring it together, because actually both of you, it's like, because both of you are so much don't want to make the same mistake again, that means you both are going to take your own individual jobs and strengths really seriously. So Pisces, instead of looking at it like you don't know what's going on with this person, you just keep focused on whatever it is that you're doing, and let this person focus on grounding the mission, whatever that means. Because I feel like you both don't want to fuck up, like really badly. You don't want to fuck up. And so you're almost maybe blaming the other person, like saying like, I don't want to fuck up so bad that I feel like you fucking me up. And it's like, no, you can't look at it that way. You just, even though the stakes are so high and what you want is so close, you still have to just worry about yourself, focus on yourself. So with that being said, I'm going to take it to the verdict. And I feel like the verdict is exactly what I've been saying. 3 of Pentacles to the Star card to the Justice card. There has to be a balance between planning and dreaming. I mean, it's clear as day. The 3 of Pentacles, obviously, these people are coming together with a specific plan. But with the Star card, this woman has a dream, okay? It's vulnerable. It's close to her heart. It's all she can think about and focus on, and that's just it. Also, side note, we have Aquarius energy here, Libra energy here, Capricorn energy here, and also Cancer, and also Leo and Virgo. Okay, so I just wanted to say that. But yeah, the verdict is just what I've been saying. There has to be balance between the dreaming and the planning, and I think the 2 of you have the perfect balance, because one of you is really, I mean, look at this. The Hangman, that is the ultimate dreamer. That's Neptune energy, which is the ruler of Pisces. So Pisces, that is your strong suit, is the dreaming. Over here we have the 9 of Pentacles. That's Empress energy. That's Virgo energy. That is slow and steady. That is the plan. So, you know, yeah, you just have to put the 2 and 2 together. The dream with the plan, and that'll bring the balance that you need. Okay, Pisces. I think that's about it. I'm going to close it out by saying this is my channel, People's Court Tarot, and I'm here to remind you that if you have a dispute and you just can't work it out, don't take karmic law into your own hands. You take them to court. Thank you for watching. Bye.